Okay, it's that time of year once again. Belfast Whiskey Week is back between the 18th and the 26th of July. There really is so much going on this year. In fact, there's over 100 events going on. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Paul Kane is with us in the studio. How are you, sir?
Oh, great. Thanks for having me.
100 events this year or more. How do you do it?
I don't know. Like, we try to cram as much into 9 days as possible, but not overdo it. And I think 100's about right. So 100's a good choice.
And there is just so much going on. I mean, there's everything from food to drink to masterclasses to music this year as well, which we'll talk about in a second. And the thing that blew me away last year as well, the Whiskey Expo.
Yeah.
Just so many whiskies coming to this country to show off their products. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think we have over 40 exhibitors for the Whiskey Expo. That's on the Friday towards the end of the festival. But yes, looking forward to the Expo. But I mean, all of the events before that, you've touched on some of the, the types of events that we have. And it's those little collaboration events that we're doing that really make up those 100 events. It's collaborative pieces of work with different restaurants or different bars, different food producers, musicians, comedians, different people in different settings for people to come and experience whiskey. So again, my point, Robin, with you will be this. It's a whiskey festival, but whiskey is a secondary part of the whole thing. It's experiences. It's an opportunity to come along, meet people, socialise, and enjoy yourself, and taste whiskey.
Let's talk experiences. Something that I didn't know about until last year is how good donuts and whiskey go together. That was a pretty special event.
Yeah, do you know what? We've got a great relationship with O-Donuts in the city, and we get 6 whiskey donuts made for us specifically. 6 different whiskies, 6 donuts, creations, and we use that in the festival for our walking tour. So when people are getting a guided tour around the city, yes, they'll get to taste some whiskies, but they also get to taste the donuts along with chocolates from Davies or burgers from elsewhere. And it's just like, it's something. The donut thing for me, like, I'm a massive foodie, massive sweet tooth, and I love donuts. So when I had that opportunity to work with O-Donuts, I'm like a kid in a sweet shop in a Willy Wonka in the bakery, just tasting everything, and they're so good at coming up with great tasting donuts. So, yes.
And I love the way you team up with some of our top chefs as well. Like last year, we had lunch in Rome, followed by dinner, and which I think is one of the best kept secrets in Belfast, the Angel and Two Bibles. What a fabulous venue.
Yeah, Johnny Stevenson has been doing wonders, and it goes well under the radar.
Yeah.
Like, so under the radar. And like, just to do some, great pieces with him. We've got a lovely Tasmanian dinner with him this year as well. Because we've got our guests coming over from Tasmania with their whiskies, and we're doing a full-on dinner with those guys. But yeah, again, out at Rome, doing some stuff at Edo. There's a whole collaboration the entire week with Neighbourhood Cafe, and they're doing collaborations themselves. So although they'll be doing some food events, they're also bringing other food eateries, to come and do some work with them. And I think that says a lot about Belfast. When a business can, do, first of all, a collaboration with our festival, but then want to work with another business. That to me is pretty cool. But people are really, really flexible. They want to do something. They're engaging with different audiences. But no, look, I just love working with our chefs. We just have chefs who really, they go out there, they pick the best ingredients that we have in the country, they're putting it on our plates, and they're like magicians. They come up with great meals. I asked Johnny recently to just do a 3-course meal with no meat in it and cheese.
Okay,
much cheese as
it's good.
Doing cheese multiple different ways, and that was really cool. It's really important that the chefs we're working with. I've got mad ideas in my brain, of course I do, but I know what whiskey works well with, and those guys, they're always willing to experiment, always willing to come up with new ideas with us. And I love it, and I love tasting the stuff as well. I love being there and being part of the experience. But and it's really funny actually when you have people coming to the whiskey tastings with the food, fine dining experiences or the food pairings. They don't know what they're getting.
Yeah, exactly.
And they come on a journey with us. But I've never seen anyone leave unhappy, and I've never seen food on plates.
Yeah. Of course, yes, it is. Yes. The meals we had last year were absolutely fabulous. The thing I love about this festival is it's not just for whiskey fanatics. This is about Belfast. It's about showing Belfast off, and you must be doing wonders for tourism in July.
Yeah, I think it is not for the fanatics. That's not to say we don't have some events. That
Yes, of
they
course.
will
Yes,
appreciate.
yes, yeah.
Of course they will. And we've got some really interesting events that are like, really high-end exclusive whiskey tastings that anywhere else in the world, people would, bite your hand off for the cost they're at.
Yeah.
Whiskey flights over £1,000 will cost you less than £100 here. So we're doing some really exclusive stuff. But no, it's not. It's about connecting locally with local people, first of all, allowing them to understand that Belfast is a wonderful traditional heritage of whiskey production, and now recreating whiskey production here in the city with our 2 brand new distilleries, and then further afield into County Down, where we've got multiple distilleries. So it's connecting the local populace with whiskey industry that we have here. How do we do that? We need them to taste whiskey. We want them to drink whiskey. So it's about creating events that they can, explore whiskey without it just being a straight up whiskey tasting.
Yes, yeah.
And that's important. But no, it's for the tourists. I think, as much as possible, we want tourists. We want people to come and explore Belfast. There is no doubt that we are a mecca, whiskey mecca. That I would love to keep on saying that. We have a plethora of distilleries and whiskey bonders, bottlers, people who are creating whiskey opportunities here in Belfast and the surrounds. That's pretty cool. So that does attract. We have across the world there are whiskey tourists, quite a specific bunch of people who want to travel round. But I think this is also becoming quite appealing to people who are not even whiskey tourists. They're here, they're in Belfast, they want to try something different. This is a festival that's on during the summertime, and it is a period in Belfast where we've had the 12th. That's been successful, and we move now into a period where we've got Belfast Whiskey Week. We'll then have Trad Fest. We've got Pride. Come next year, you'll have the Fla. All around that kind of period, I think we're firmly, being this the 7th year, we're firmly part of that calendar where if you're in Belfast, you're here for a holiday, there's a festival on.
Yes,
and you can come to the multiple events. So, and you touched on music. We've always supported local artists. We've always supported local comedians, local musicians. We've done that throughout the festival, and we'll continue to do that. It's important that people can come and relax, enjoy good evenings with their friends. This year we've got 3 specific theatrical experiences. So we've got the Belfast Whiskey Story, which is an adaptation of a historical walkthrough where you understand the whiskey production in Belfast over the last few hundred years. You get to taste the spirits, you get to taste the food, and you get to listen to original music and storytelling. But we also have a New York play. It's a one-man show, bartender show. We're doing that in conjunction with the Harrison Hotel, who's one of our hotel partners. And they've got that on for 3 nights. And we've also got Whiskey Wars, which is a one-woman show, and that'll be in the Deer's Head Music Hall. And that's been all over the place. Mm-hmm. It certainly was designed for the Fringe Festival in Edinburgh, and we brought it back to Belfast. But loving those. Loving the fact we've got some live music. And Robin, you're
23rd of July, Wednesday, the 23rd of July. I shall be in the Deer's Head with Robin Martin and the Outlaws, and we'll be having a look at the relationship between whiskey and music. So we're going to have a playlist of all the best whiskey songs. We'll be sampling some whiskies, and then you're going to have Robin Martin and the Outlaws performing all the kind of really crazy country stuff. The music of Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson, Merle Haggard, people like that, Waylon Jennings, the really crazy whiskey drinking outlaw country guys. It's going to be special that night.
No, I like that. And we're going to throw whiskey at you. You're going to whiskey. You're going to be there and you're going to be listening to great music. And I just think that's what this festival's about. Festivals to me are a place that you go and you have lots of options.
Yeah.
I always talk about Belfast Whiskey Week is Glastonbury, but it's not. Because Glastonbury is all this music, but it's an eclectic mix of music.
Yeah.
You come to Belfast Whiskey Week, it's an eclectic mix of different types of events to allow you to explore whiskey. And that's what it's about, meeting friends, tasting new things, the chance to socialise. I think a lot of people, forget that when you're drinking whiskey, you don't need to do it alone. It can be something that you can do, with your friends, and again, meet new people. So one thing we've noticed, particularly the people who keep coming back to the festival, so we have I call them serial festival goers. They're people who have been here for the last 7 years, are coming, regularly, and they want to be here. It's because they're making friends.
Yeah.
And we've now got, this year's a really interesting one. We've got a friends group that's called the Friend of Belfast Whiskey Week, and there's probably around about 20 or 30 of them from around the world. They're not just from here, but around the world supporting the festival, who have come together because they've paid attention, they've known what's going on, and they want to talk about the festival.
Yes,
That's been nice this year.
Brilliant. So for the whiskey fanatics then who are coming to this, what do you reckon is going to be the most expensive whiskey they're going to get tasting this year?
Look, we have some whiskies that go through the decades. So whiskies from the 1980s, 70s, 60s, and into the 50s. I mean, picking up whiskey these days that from those time periods, it's expensive. So some of those bottles will be a couple £1,000, without a shadow of a doubt.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Some of the really expensive Redbreast stuff that will be getting drunk as well during the Redbreast events. There's a couple of them. I feel like we've got exclusive whiskies. We've got whiskies that you won't be tasting anywhere else.
Yeah.
And that's quite important. So this year we now have 7 exclusive bottlings for the festival alone. So we've done that in conjunction with Dunville's. We have an 1808 solely for the festival. We have got a Short Cross who've managed to do 2. They've done one at a normal kind of a normal alcoholic strength, and one that's cask strength, which is lots of alcohol in it. So they've done that. We've got a relationship between Belgrove and Transportation. They're both a Tasmanian whiskey producers, and they've done a collaboration bottling a blend.
Wow.
They've brought that to the table.
And these guys are fascinating to talk to as well, aren't they?
They are. And Peter Bignell, who's coming all the way over this year for the festival, he's the inspiration for people here who've made whiskey here. So Cologne, they've made a bottle for the festival this year. 2 Stacks, little cans.
Oh, yes, the cans, yes.
They've done a really interesting can for us this year. And look, we're just, I suppose we're very lucky to have these people making bottles for the festival. Hinch this year have done us proud as well. They've come out and supported us, and this will be their 2nd festival bottling they've done. So we've got these. These are bottles that you can only get here.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're going to the whiskey days that we have, so you can go out to the distillery events. When you go to those distilleries during the festival, you can purchase them there.
Yeah.
And that's unique.
Yes,
that's super unique, and I hope people understand, the opportunity to buy those, and they're very. And can I just say, we make it as well priced as we can. Something that we speak to the distilleries about is the cost.
Yes,
I'm all for everything that we do in our festival. Is something, would I pay for it? Always, would I do that? Would I pay for that? Would I go to that? Because I think if I can't justify it, then I wouldn't expect other people to pay for it.
I love the wee glasses you get done especially as well. How many of those you get done for Whiskey Week?
Oh, can we get a couple thousand done? We have a glass partner, Urban Bar, are a glassware partner.
Yeah.
And they're fantastic. They're lovely people, and they really support the festival, have done for the last few years. But no, they're great. They're little.
Yeah.
They're just the right size, just the right size of a little dram. And you get, so they're called the perfect dram. That's the name of the glass. But you get a lovely wee measure in it, and no matter how much whiskey you put in it, it always looks full. It always looks ready to drink. It always looks appealing and inviting. I'm glad you noticed them.
I love them.
Good.
I love them. Obviously, we've noticed your accent, so I'm going to have to ask the big question: Scots or Irish whiskey? Which one?
I think when you're asking me on a day when I'm drinking Irish whiskey, it's obviously Irish. And when I'm drinking Scots, it might be something different. I think this is, Robin, very hard question to answer, and that's only because I like to drink whiskey from around the world. However, for me, whiskey is very subjective at the point. So I do mean that. So if I'm having a dinner and it suits me to drink a Scotch whiskey with it, I'll do that.
Yeah.
In the main, though, if I'm going to a bar and I'm asking for a drink, I'm asking for an Irish whiskey.
Yes,
I'm supporting very much, I'm going to say this, very much supporting our local brands. I love my Redbreast. I would definitely take a Bushmills in a heartbeat. But I'm loving the likes.
McConnell's are doing really well.
Yeah,
I really like the McConnell stuff.
McConnell's released a new whiskey there. It's a 5-year-old cognac cask finish. Superb.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I liked their other two. They had a bourbon cask and a sherry cask. This cognac cask says something. It's lovely. Hinch Distillery have managed to produce their own liquid recently. I can't get enough of it. Copeland have just launched 2 new products, and again managed to snap them up. Very lucky to snap them up because they were super limited release. But their whiskey, I've tasted their whiskey from day not.
Yeah.
And it's just got so good. and again, Shortcross,
Yeah.
Shortcross Cologne. These guys are doing wonderful stuff. And Ecklandville, although we're waiting for their own release, I want to support these local brands, and that's not to say I won't pick a Scotch over them at certain points, but I can't emphasise enough our whiskey that we produce here in Northern Ireland. Is it some of the best in the world? 100%.
Yeah.
Is it some of the best in the world, even though they're so young and they're, their age maybe between 5 and 10 years old? Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're so good.
Yeah.
So, like, and I say to a lot of people, like, try it. Because we'll be used to the Jamesons and it's good. We're used to Bushmills and it's good. We're used to Powers and Paddy and that's what we've had for so long. But now we have all these new flavours, and our flavours, it's like going into a wine bar and trying different wines. We have so many different types of whiskies. They have so much, to give.
Yes, yeah.
And I've noticed, and the biggest thing about the festival the last few years, and I'm loving this, is the amount of women that have attended our events over the past few years. The amount of women who come to our whiskey tasting events shocks me sometimes. And we've had a couple of events where it's been 90% occupancy in women, but it's there and it's phenomenal. It's just their taste profiling.
Yes, yeah.
Like, men can't do it. Men just don't have this capacity to pull out all of these flavours. Women do.
Yeah.
Women have a phenomenal palate. And I wish I had the same palate as some of my female friends, because they are like, they seem to pick up on flavours a lot more than my male friends, So
And there are some amazing cocktail events. I was at the one in the Common Market last year as well, where we're tasting all these fabulous cocktails.
Yeah, look, I'm going to have to say this. Some of our events have sold out.
Yeah.
Some of our events sold out very quickly. With a Dungeons and Dragons event, it's in McConnell's Distillery. It went out for 48 tickets. It sold out within the space of a day. We reopened that. We opened up at two new tables. They've sold out within the space of a day again of us opening it. We're frightened about opening up again. We might.
Yeah.
But we've now got 10 tables in McConnell's Distillery. Everyone's playing Dungeons and Dragons. Whiskey cocktail event, which is in the Common Market. This year's theme, we've got a kind of Nashville theme about it. And that's because we've got some Nashville tastes going on with the different eateries in there. They're going to do little specials. Super.
Yeah.
We're going to try and have some live Nashville sounds. You know what I mean? And that's great. It just gives us a different edge this year. But I'm going to say this: that will sell out. And if it's not sold out now, fair. But the tickets for that have been going like hotcakes.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows they're coming along. We've got 10 distilleries producing a cocktail each, a bespoke cocktail, and you're getting it for, well, it's a bargain price, know what I mean? And everyone knows what they're getting. And last year was just phenomenal. I felt last year was just such a buzz.
Yes,
Common Market is a great space
It
to
is.
have
It really is,
those types of events.
So 18th till the 26th of July, Belfast Whiskey Week is back. If people want to book their tickets, where do they go to for that?
Just on our website, belfastwhiskeyweek.com. Easy to find us on social media also.
Fabulous. Well, the best of luck with this year's festival.
Thank you, Robin.